Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and pray because I need help. I need major help, so just let you know. And you laughing, wife. It's don't worry, you got something on your lips. It's all good, though. It's all good. But, Dad, I thank you so much. You know what? You got us together today. Holy Spirit, you know you dwell inside of us. You live there, man. You're happy to be with us. So, you know what? I ask you as a whole, coming together as one, that you just change us from the inside out. Make us better people than what we were coming in today as we go outside of our four walls and be the church that the world needs us to be, together as one with the love of Christ spewing out of us to everybody who's around us. Help us be that. Help us unveil our eyes and hearts and our ears to hearing and seeing our Jesus and the purest and seeing the love of the Father that He has for us today. And I ask you to speak for me, because if I don't lean on you, man, I'm worthless. So I just thank you in Jesus' name. And the church said, Amen. All right. So I love this part. So I'm gonna give it to somebody who's a little older in the building. Some youngins. I know y'all ain't gonna get this, but some of the older people will. I love this. Who remembers this? Ah, Tia.
I love MacGyver.
Ha! I love it. You like it, don't you, Tim? Okay, just pull it around.
That's the cool guy pose.
Oh, I don't care, man. Look at you. Just let me be me. You just saw me in Target the other night. My wife. Ha! You like that? You like that, honey? See, now I'm inspiring little kids who want to be MacGyver. Today we're going to talk about the ultimate MacGyver. I love it. My wife came up with this idea. So I hand it to her. It's this conversation we always had. You know what? I used to watch the show with my dad so much. Me and my brother did. And I could tell you after we got done, we watched that night. But the next morning, you know what we wanted to do? Is get up together and be MacGyver, right? We literally did. We tried to put together like sticks and stuff to make huge ladder. I mean, you name it. We went to my dad's shed and took out the loose nuts and bolts and just had fun trying to do stuff, which everything always failed pretty bad. With possibly me getting hurt and my brother just laughing at me. Oh, you? Did you do that? You good at it? Well, you're going to have to teach us, my friend. You want to come up here? You want to teach us?
I can't build nothing right now.
You can't build nothing? How about this? How about I put a challenge together for you? Bring some stuff in and we do something. How about that? All right, I like that. But you know what? But how are you, when after you got done watching the show, wanted to be like him? Tina? Yeah, that's probably where Javen gets it from, right? Korea, I know you never watched it. Youngin, it's okay. I love you, baby, so much. I school her on some movies and TV sometimes, but you know what's so great about the show is that he took things that were considered probably worthless, or took the idea of what it was supposed to be used for and used it for someone totally different. It wasn't always about saving something. That's what I loved about it, right? Whatever he took it and used it to be the hero, right? I love that so much, and that inspired me because, you know, a young boy, I always wanted to be a hero. I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan, Leonardo the leader, trying to be the hero, right? I had my fake swords and stuff, you know, individual swords, invisible individual. Jesus, help me with my voice today, right? It inspired because I wanted to be the hero. Wasn't it cool though? To me that was so awesome to take stuff that wasn't supposed to be used that way, and use it to save. So it kind of inspired me. Me, Korea. Now I talk about this every day, almost every weekly. We were talking in the midst of our conversation. This stuff comes out, and to me, it's because it's my whole life, my whole journey has been like this. It's watching God, Dad, take stuff and use it and spin it to make stuff happen, right? She is just a giggler today. And I'm surprised she's even awake right now. Maybe that's MacGyver working, right? But I want to talk about this thing called crucifixion. And it's a pretty bad thing, but I want to talk about that real quick. She's fine, man. She's all good. You know, I actually had to hold her one time the whole time when she was picking at my head the whole time. I think I'm pretty good on this, laughing. But I want to talk this thing about crucifixion because it's a pretty gory thing, and I want to kind of talk a little bit about it and tell you a little history, what it was like. Then I'm going to get you an idea because I want to kind of show you something, or not me, but in a sense him. You know, crucifixion was never performed for ritual or symbolic reasons. They never just did just to do it, right? It was no like tradition. It was no ritual like sacrificing animals. It was a punishment item, right? A torture item to say, hey, I don't like you, and so because I don't like you, I'm going to do this to you. I could say a revenge tool, more or less, right? Usually the purpose was only to provide a particular painful, gruesome, and public death, using whatever means most expedient for that goal. In fact, crucifixion is the only arbitrary subset of a much wider continuous spectrum of slow and painful execution methods, and actually, scientists say it's probably the worst way to die. The worst way to die. It is pure agony. Agony. Oh, goodness. Acne? I thought I was going to say agony. Agony, right? That somebody is a slow and painful death. Right? And whoever invented it, probably in the pits of hell, right? I mean, that's probably where it came from because it's so bad, right? And I'll talk about that. Kind of give an idea. There was two forms of it, right? The way they did the pose. The horizontal beam of the cross or transom could be fixed at the very top of the vertical piece, the upright to form a T or a capital T, right? Then there was also one of the horizontal beam that could be fixed at some distance below, which we know, which forms the lowercase t, right? Which we all know as Christians, we all put on our necks, right? Crosses and all that stuff and stuff. That's what we see. But it could be also pulled up top, and it was divides and depends on what civilization it was, who did it, right? Now, it was a difference where people think they put nails through people's hands, but it's been scientifically proven that you can't stay on the cross with a nail in your hand. There's nothing there to catch. It rips right off. Now, that's why sometimes they nail them through their hands and tie their hands, or they'll penetrate the nail right through the wrist, which then you bleed out. But it's right in between your bones, which you're hanging from your bone. Pretty painful, right? So one of the worst parts is having one nail driven through 2 feet, both your feet, right? At the same time, where it's driven out, which is not bad, but you're sitting there on your tips of the toes almost the whole time. And looking at it, death will come in hours or days. Imagine being on that thing for days. Isn't that crazy? On exact methods, the health of those depending on exact methods, the health of those crucified, and environmental circumstances. Isn't that crazy? That's horrible. When suspended with arms at 60 to 70% degree from the vertical, test subjects had no difficulty breathing or rapidly increasing discomfort and pain. It's so painful. You think about it, you have nails in your hands, right? And every time you go down, your lungs are collapsing. So it's harder to breathe, right? And you have to kind of put everything in your hand where you have a nail through both your feet, right? It hurts to pull up. But yet, every time you pull up, your hands hurt. And you bend down to rest, but you can't breathe. It's a constant thing, right? It says, in any case, death did not come from asphyxiation or from, sometimes they did from what you call not breathing. But it could result in a number of other causes, including physical shock, your body going in complete shock, right? From losing the amount of blood that you're losing. Including dehydration. If you're up there for days and you're being poured out, you're sweating, it's hot, dehydration. Or even just exhaustion. Keep putting yourself up and constant, there's no rest. Constant no rest. I love that. No rest. Love how that just kind of pulls stuff out sometimes. And I think it was even more interesting. Crucifixion probably originated with the ancient Persians, they say, or Phoenicians. Some people say Phoenicians, some say Phoenicians or Persians, right? Well, I think it's funny because David even talked about in Psalm 22 being nailed to a wooden post, right? be nails driven through his wrists, right, or his hands, right, through his feet. He's talking about this thing that was never even created yet. How funny. God was planting a seed, wasn't he? A seed that would grow into something beautiful would be something painful for so many people, right? There is evidence that captured pirates were crucified in the port of Athens in the 7th century BC. Alexander the Great introduced practice throughout his empire. He once crucified a general who disagreed with his campaign plans. Wow! I would hate to be one of his captains or generals, right? You better agree with him, right? That's pretty painful. The Romans adopted the custom from Carthage and used it for slaves, rebels, and especially despised enemies and criminals. But then it was once abolished when, I can't remember the emperor, the Christian emperor, abolished it because now Christianity had taken over the empire, right? Constantine. That's right. I knew it gave him a C, but my man got it, right? Go ahead, babe. That's why she tells me to go back. I love it. I love my daughter communicates with me, right? I love it. But you think about it. It was such a pain that I think the Persians created, or the Phoenicians created, but I think the Romans perfected it. And it's in history that they perfected it because they came so painful. It's just like they would beat their people before they go up there, and they would put them to straight torture. I've heard stories about them whipping people with a cat o' nine tails to a point about 38 stripes, right? 39. And then throw them back in jail and let them heal. And then do it again. And let them heal. And do it again. And keep constantly do that before they actually decide they want to crucify them. Isn't that painful? It's horrible. It's evil. Pure evil. The thing that was created for evil can actually save you. Isn't that amazing? That's why I am calling this the ultimate MacGyver, because Dad, I like to say Dad, and as I say, the Old Testament reminds me of a father in Luke 15 running towards the Son. The Gospels remind me of the Father embracing the Son. The New Testament reminds me of the Father providing everything for the Son and going to the dance floor and dancing with the Son. Right? Dad, running towards us, took the very thing that was meant to be such a torture item, to use it to bring you and I close. Isn't that amazing? I call him off my guy. I mean, 1 Peter 2, I was looking for stuff, but it's talking about Jesus. Peter's talking about Jesus because when he reviled and insulted, he did not revile or insult in return. When he was abused and suffered, he made no threats of vengeance, but he trusted himself in everything to him who judges fairly. I love that. You and I, how many times are you abused? And you say stuff because out of your abuse. Jesus being abused never said a word. Because he trusted the Father. What a great relationship, right? That you and I have today. You can trust him when people are degrading you. He might say nothing. Let him keep doing it. Just love it back. Right? It's a good thing he was silent, because if he wasn't, you and I would never leave. Right? He personally, I love it, in terms of the translation, it says, he himself, Amplified decided to use the word personally. He himself, we usually always refer to him personally. And I say, go through the Bible, go through the New Testament and count how many times it says Jesus himself or God himself. It's personal, it's relationship. All relationship, right? It shows his love he wants for us. I love it though. He said, bore our sins on his own body on the tree, which means being crucified. Anytime you see the tree, actually, you see in the law, it says, if you have a wayward son, he does not come back, the parents bring him before the elders, or before the council, and the council then takes him and nails him to a tree. And curses everybody who's hanging on the tree. Right? According to law. But Galatians 3 says, Jesus, being made a curse for us, hung on a tree. He says hung on a tree too. I love the next part. As an altar, to offer himself on it, that we might die to sin, to live to righteousness. By his wound we have been healed. For you were going astray like so many sheep, but now you have come back to the shepherd and the guardian of souls. And that reminds me of Luke 15 so much, right? The sheep got lost. You know what? I love how he never said how the sheep got lost. Did you know wolves take the sheep by the legs and pull them away from the herd to try to kill it? What if that sheep got pulled away by a wolf and then just got free but got lost. Well, how when the sheep went out and got lost by himself on his own? It doesn't matter to him. He goes and saves anyways. I love it, right? That shows the depths of his love. It doesn't matter how you have fallen. It's the fact that you're fallen, and he wants to pick you back up. Such love, right? But Matt, look at the ultimate MacGyver. The one who took something that was so horrendous and flip it for something that starts to breathe life. Oh, took a grave that is meant for death. Now it's meant for life. Flipping it, right? I'd say flipping a good burger on a grill, right? Flipping it. That's Dad, right? That's the way Dad operates. He is the ultimate MacGyver because he took the one thing, the best thing, and and proved to us that he can take anything in your situation in life and flip it.
Yes.
Right?
Amen.
Now, I'm going to take it in 2 parts. I want you to look at yourself and your situation. Knowing that he's the ultimate God by taking this one thing that was meant to be horrendous and turning it to beauty. Beauty for ashes. How does that affect your life? Your life. Oh, your life. You need to take off your shoes. Great. She gets comfortable, man. She wants to make herself at home. That's it. I want you to look at that because I think that is important. Because I know so much as we take, how does my vertical affect my horizontal, right? Well, let's look at that. That's what we've been on, haven't we? It's seeing how your vertical then affects your horizontal and so much in your life. And, Judah, man. 1 Corinthians 1, and this is your favorite stuff, baby. You want to come up here? You want to come up here? You post this thing so much on Facebook. I love it. I love this first part. In verse 24, it says, but to those who are called, whether Jew or Greek, Christ is the power of God and the wisdom of God. This is because the foolish thing that it has its source in God is wiser than man, than men. Notice the foolish thing of God is so much wiser than men. And all men's wise. Does that even sound right? Is that correct English? I really don't care. Right? You get the point. The weak thing that springs from God is stronger than man. His weakness, if he had a weakness, it is still stronger than man's strength. For simply consider your own call. Now let's take a moment, consider your own call. Guess what? If you're sitting and saying, well, I haven't been called because I'm not pastoring or I'm preaching, I'm going to tell you, go read Romans 8. You have been called, each and every one of you. You are all living, breathing epistles for somebody out there. Somebody out there. Look at the people walking around right now. You can see them. You are an epistle for their life. You're an open well of God's love for them. That's who you are. So you've been called. You have been called. She is taking off her socks. Man, she is really making this uncomfortable. Not many of you are considered to be wise according to human estimates and standards. Not many influential and powerful. Not many of high and noble birth. Now I want you to take a second. What have people been saying about you? What have you looked at your own self and been saying about your own self? Let me kind of, I'll break the ice since everybody's being quiet. I have a stuttering problem, which I got teased a lot. My tongue is not clipped. So my tongue is still attached to the very bottom, the very tip of it. I cannot stick my tongue out. It's not sticking it out. I can't lift my tongue up. That means when it comes to the R's, I can't roll my R. And my Spanish teacher in high school hated that. I couldn't do the whatever, how you do it. I'll growl and just to be funny because I couldn't even do it. And she was just like, Josh! I'm like, sorry, I can't do nothing. I can't speak it. And she would get on me. Like, she would ride me. I'm like, I can't do it. And I would get made fun of. And when I stutter, shoot, you want to talk about something? I have extreme stage fright. You know where it came from? When I was, you're smart. Hey, you did wonderful last week, though. When I was in 3rd grade, I got up there to talk. And I was sitting there, and I was sitting there talking, and I went like this, and my pants went from the top all the way down. My white ties were exposed, and they pretty much fell off my hips. You laughing? I was embarrassed. And from that moment on, I avoided getting in front of people. Because I'm like, I'm just gonna be laughed at because one, I can't talk straight, I can't pronounce words, I can't say things right. Oh look, I'm gonna do something totally stupid, right? So anytime I had to give a presentation in front of the whole class, I would avoid the teacher like a plague, man. I mean, I would sit there and duck them, especially I remember, even came to the point, even when I got in sales as I got older, I've been a sales rep, I was a sales rep for 10 years. And when I had to go down to Atlanta for the training thing from these people, and they said, "You're going to role play." I'm like, golly dang, man, you could just stick a knife right into my heart right now because I am not role playing in front of you people, right? And they tried to do it, man. It was the last day too, and I'm like looking at the time. We had to leave the hotel at 1 o'clock to go catch the flight. And I was like ducking, and that train was looking around, and I literally went underneath the table. She didn't find me. She found everybody else but me, and I sprung up about like 10 minutes to 1 because I knew she was gonna call me. I got right up, and she was like, "Oh, Josh," I said, "I had to go to the bathroom. Sorry, I had to really go, but I have everything written down. If you want to look at it, she graded me what I had written down. I totally evaded them because I was so terrified about getting in front of people and screwing up and messing up. Well, guess where Dad's placed me? In people's faces. It's put me right in the very mouth that I, in weekend, have put me out front. Nikki, what are you scared of? What do people say about you?
Public speaking, singing in front of people, things like that. Crowds.
Crowds.
Yeah.
What about you, Tim? What do people consider weak about you? What do you consider weak of yourself?
Most people think I'm not that smart. Because I'm quiet. So much.
What do you say about yourself? What do you think about yourself being weak?
I look at him.
What about you, Javen? What do people say about you? Really? What do you think of yourself? What do you consider weak about yourself? It's okay. You know what about you, wife?
I'm out of touch with reality.
You're out of touch with reality. Wow, that's a good one. What do you consider about your own self, though? About to be weak.
My weakness?
Yes, of your own self.
I try to sometimes try to qualify myself for just about everything.
That's good, Jen. What about you, Al? What do people look at you and they look at you and they go,
Don't know, and it's mattering less.
I like that answer. You've gone a long way in your journey. I know that.
Because even if it's true, it has to go through the filter of him.
Yep.
And versus what he says about me.
Yep.
Right here.
Yep.
And if we choose to believe that, or if there is truth in it, the truth still has to, someone's version of truth about me has to still go through the filter of him so that I'm taught by it and not condemned by it.
Yep. I love
Okay.
it. Yep. Love it. By the way, I might ask you to go here one day. Love
I'm
it.
not scared of that, by the way.
I know. I love it. What about you, Tina? What do people think about you? What do they think of you being weak? What area of your life they say weak about you?
My mind.
Your mind.
Yeah.
What do you consider yourself to be weak in?
Sometimes I can agree with that.
Really? That's interesting. Love it. You know one of my weaknesses in life? Women. Y'all women. I'm not afraid. I've had a lot of women in my life. It was one of my worst weaknesses. It really was. And sometimes still is. I got him, Tim. I got it. Buddy. Slow down, it's all good, man. I'm used to this at one. Women, what's today? What's on my weakness today? Parenting. I suck as a parent sometimes. I'm not afraid to admit it. Alright? The reason why I ask your weakness, because it's the very same area Dad likes to call us all in on. To be the forefront in the body. That's why actually it has how do people look at you, because he's going to use that to shine to them. And how do you see yourself is how he's going to shine to you. It's funny, he's concerned about you as much as he's concerned about the person next to you. I don't say use, because that seems like it's dirty, but to woo you to draw them closer. Isn't it funny that Dad took the most worst thing in the world and used it to woo us close? Right? Guess what he's using for you? Your worst thing to woo you and them closer. Because check out the very next verse. He goes, no, for God selected what in the world is foolish, put the wise to shame. And I'm talking about shame, we talking about, oh, shame. It's actually to confound them, to draw them closer. It's to show who he is to them. So they can get off the high horse as Paul once was. I think that's where they got the saying from. Get off your high horse. Because Paul was on a high horse, he got knocked off, didn't he? He was in his pride. It's to bring him back, to see him. Are you weak? And what the world calls weak, to put the shame to shame. God has also selected what in the world is low-born and insignificant, and branded and treated with contempt, even things that are nothing, that he might dispose and bring nothing that things are, so that no mortal man should have pretense for glory and boast in the presence of God. He's going to be the ultimate MacGyver in your life, and what people look at you, and how you even see yourself in the weaknesses that they see and what you see, and he's going to take that and flip it to show his greatness to everybody else, even to you. What happened last week, Nikki? What happened for the last couple of weeks with your voice? Sore throat. I didn't know that she had been coughing the whole day. Y'all didn't try to tell me that. You told me it was still sore. But you didn't tell me you were coughing. What happened when you got up here before and for all of us and brought your gift that he has placed for you in the body?
It was as if something was wrong.
It was beautiful, wasn't it? No cough. Let me ask you, have you had training in singing? Have you went to school? Wow. You know what? We are so blessed. We have two women here that has no training, no singing training, has never been taught, that has never been sat there and shown how to sing, and can put down any person who's ever got education about singing, can put them down like that and sing it. Because guess who you're relying on? Him. I never went to Bible school. Actually, that's a long story of how I never went. How Dad kind of forced that one out. Right? But I got really cool because I never went. Put down. And these people who have been so-called saved for 40, 50 years. And I'm not sitting here trying to boast, but I know more about the Father's heart than they do. And it's kind of shameful because that's my brothers and sisters who are so prideful in their own self, and their own strength, and their own ability, that they can't even know that God hit their own dad's heart and the love that's for them. And I'm like, I've only been saved for 6 years now. 6 years. And actually, it came one time, like, we went to basketball game 6 years ago today. That'd be the last time we went to a VCU basketball game. Thank you, Facebook.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. Well, that was, actually, it has been. That was sometimes past week. Yeah. Wow. Who cares? All right. But it's from him that you have life in Christ Jesus, who made our wisdom from God revealed to us knowledge of the divine plan of salvation, previously hidden and manifesting itself as our righteousness, thus making us upright and putting us in right standing with God, and our consecration, making us pure and holy, and our redemption, providing our ransom from eternal penalty of sin. So then, as it is written, let him who boasts and proudly rejoice and glories, boast and proudly rejoice and glory in him. And him. You can't do anything. Same thing, your weakness. You know you're weak in. You know you can't do it. When you do it, who are you going to boast in? If you know you're weak, who are you going to boast in? Him. He's proving to you who he is to you. He's proven trust. I talk about this whole journey is about trust. Trusting him. Slowly, with every area of your life, leaning, relationship, allowing him to work, allowing him to go. Trust. Some of the worst situations we ever go through in life, he uses that as an opportunity for to build trust. So you start turning to him and start leaning more in your relationship with him. And that's when the ultimate MacGyver goes to work in your life, right? As you lean. Insignificant, whatever it may be, he's going to flip it and make a beautiful airplane out of it that makes you soar into the sky out of the situation of who you are. Before all men, let your light shine before all men so they may see the good work. Right? Or good works. Right? Now, looking at your gift, how about situations you're in? How many of y'all going through situations that looks like it's pretty crap? I know y'all's a little bit situation. It's going pretty good. But y'all still have a long road. I don't know a little bit about yours. As we get to know each other, we start to learn about our journey. Right? And Tim? I know you're happy in one end, but other end you're not happy in. Part of your journey. You got a situation in, right? How is the ultimate MacGyver going to come in your life? In your situation? I'm gonna tell you a little story, and I've said it before, and I want to say it again. We came in a situation back in May, and it was a week that we looked at, and we were like, we got our bills paid, everything paid, down to $5 left. And we had to get diapers for 2 kids. How you cannot any day buy a diaper for 2 kids on $5? And shoot, be able to get diapers for $5 is a challenge itself. One set. Dad led me to Walmart, and I got diapers for 1 kid. And I said, Dad, we still have a whole nother child, man, who needs diapers. Dad goes, I'll do good work. I'll take care of him. The next day, he led us to potty training, and she was instant potty training. Look at him taking some of a bad situation and flipping it around. Just like MacGyver did in the show, taking these athletes and just busting out, right? So we've seen that left and right, even more. In our lives, in the situation, he's taking stuff that it just doesn't seem right and flipping it. Hey, look at Joseph. And Joseph had a dream. He had a dream and spoke about his dream and went through complete hell from that point on, right? How does going from a slave, being a slave, get you to the place where your brothers are bowing down to you? Your brothers don't bow down to you as a slave. Shoot. How about even trying to get into being in prison beneath the ground to being to the top ruler of Egypt? How? But it was all put into place to get him there, wasn't it? Look at the ultimate MacGyver taking his life and his situation, circumstance, and flipping it and bringing it to where he needs to be. Now, Paul expressed this in one, and I love this part. Now, I love the book, the letter to the Philippians. You know why? The word sin is never mentioned. It's never mentioned. Why? When sin has been taken care of here, joy springs out. This book has more written about joy and rejoicing than any other book in the whole entire New Testament. Right? It's funny when sin's taken care of in our hearts, in our conscience, joy springs, right? Now, he starts to talk about this in Philippians 4, and I love it. Philippians 4, he's thanking them, because they sent him a nice little package, man. Right? They didn't have much, but they sent what they had. Because out of the love of the Father for them, they were helping one another. And they sent it to him. I know Paul was responding, because I was very, very happy, Lord, that now you have revived your interest in the welfare as long as you, so long a time, you were indeed thinking of me, but you had no opportunity to show it. Not that I'm implying that I was in personal want. He said, I wasn't in want, but you still showed love to me. You didn't have a chance to. All this whole time, you had no opportunity to, and you were able to scramble what you had, and you gave it to me. Wow, you do love me. Right? I love this next part. For I have learned how to be content to the point where I'm not disturbed or disquieted in whatever state. And he's going to say, he's going to tell you how. He said, what's your situation like? Right? What's your situation like? Paul says, he's going to tell us, I have been in every possible situation in my life. He says, I know how to be abased and live humbly in straitened circumstances. Is that you? Are you in straitened circumstances right now in your life? Are you? Or how about, I know how to enjoy plenty and live in abundance. Is that you right now? It's okay. No one's beating you up for being in it. It's happy. Rejoice. Right? I've learned that any and all circumstances, the secret of facing every situation, well fed. Are you well fed right now? You might be well fed. Or are you going hungry? Having sufficiency enough to spare, or going out and being in want. Is that you? He says, I know how to live in all of this. I know how to be in a horrible situation and watch Dad work. You want to know what my secret is? You know what my secret is, you guys say? Now we read this next part and we just kind of go, oh yeah, oh yeah. But the question is, do you know what it means? He goes, this is the secret. I have all strength. I have strength for all things in Christ who empowers me. I'm ready for anything equal to anything through him who infuses inner strength into me. I am self-sufficient in Christ's sufficient. Do you know what he's saying? Do you know what he's saying? I have a relationship with Dad. And my dad takes care of me. My dad will take a situation and take a bunch of broken bolts and nuts and flip it around and help me in my situation. He may leave me. I might sit back in my chair one day. He says, sit down, Josh. He goes, I sit down. He brings it a different way. Or he may say, get up, Josh, let's do this today. And it may seem so insufficient to me, insignificant, I should say, but yet it helps me in my situation because the ultimate God or Dad is going to work. He goes, if you want to know my secret, Philippians, or church, enjoy your relationship with Dad. Trust him. When he says go right, it's going to help you. It may seem like it's just a bunch of broken bolts and nuts and a rubber tire and it means nothing. But it means everything for your situation when it's going to help you, but not just you. I want us to get off ourselves sometimes. It's going to help you, but it's going to help your neighbor who's right next to you. And you're like, who's my neighbor? Everybody is. Who's right next to you? Like Tina. You're helping my son. You're shining the light of God into him. You're showing the love of Christ into him right now. But as much as he's showing it to you, he's showing it to him through you. Thank you. Tim, what you do behind the camera every single Sunday may seem insignificant to some people. But you're showing the love of Christ not just to us, but to every person who's on Facebook who's going on there, and you're helping. Korea and Nikki, I'll put y'all both in here. Because I can officially do this. You're singing. Maybe insignificant to some people, but it's showing the love of Christ through you to each and every one who's hearing it. And you magnify the beauty of our God. It's showing the loving kindness of the Father to each and every one of us. And you make us want to join in with you to sing to him. I hear Tim over there, he hums. I hear him. He's always trying to be quiet, he's not trying to diffuse the camera, he's working as Dad leads. But he's into it too. I hear you. Javen, Kingston, Larry, Grace, and Nora. Y'all, people look at y'all as insignificant because you're kids. But y'all, by y'all just being present here, shines the love of Christ to each and every one that's in here. Did you know that? You're not insignificant by any means. And I want to even press hard on y'all kids. Enjoy your relationship with the Father. Enjoy him. Because you're helping the people who are in school who we don't even know. Who may not know who he is.
Amen.
But you're loving on them. And you're sharing that love by you just saying, I'm weak, but I have my dad. My dad's going to take care of me even through this. Help me on my test. Help me on my exam. Help me to even get the right answer out to the teacher because they're calling me. You're helping your friend who's next to you who may be trying to bully you, to pick on you. You're showing the love of God to them.
Amen. Amen.
Isn't that amazing? And by the way, Nick, I ran into your mom and dad yesterday. She told you. You know what's so great about that? She ran into George. And she goes, you know what she said? You're the man who talked to my grandson, and she started to shake. Made your dad turn around. That's how his mom was the one he needed to do at Lowe's. But he turned around, looked at him, and you can see he had a tear running, like going in his eye. I saw that. And it was like insignificant because we were trying to run to the bathroom, to be real. But it was perfect in what your mom needed and your dad. And gives hope to your son. Church, you're not insignificant in anything in your life. Your weaknesses, cool. It's okay. I like to say it's okay to be weak. For the Father is your strength. Your Father will get you through every and any situation because He's already taken care of the most significant thing. Is your freedom. And your sonship, your adoption. To make Him one of your sons and daughters of His. He did the most important thing. Now let Him do the important thing in your life too. Be your strength to what you need as your gift to the body and to the world that needs them to help somebody, but also into your situation that you have. Let Him MacGyver it. You don't. Don't let you try to do it. Let Him do it through you if He needs to, or do it through somebody else to help you. Or take that penny and make it millions for you and your family and what you need. Amen, church?
Amen.
Let's pray. Let's just thank Him right now. Dad, we just thank you so much that you are the MacGyver in our lives. You're the ultimate. That you will take anything, you will take the weakness of us and flip it around and turn it for good to help save people and bring life to people. You will take our situations and save us from it, but also save the people who are around you and bring life and love into their hearts. That we just thank you, Holy Spirit. If we're not getting it, if we don't see it, we ask you to unveil it to our hearts and our minds. And you know what? If anybody's listening on Facebook who has not been saved, but you heard the love of Christ to you and you believe, guess what? Welcome to the family. Let Him lead you in your confession, spilling out the love of Christ out of your heart. In Jesus' name. The church said, amen. Amen. Now, I've got communion. I don't know if it's okay with communion anyways, right? I want to do the bread and juice next week. Can we somehow get up together next week? You think?
We'll see.
See, we'll work on that. Me and you. We'll put together. We'll get the hot bread, right? I love it. And let's get together. But I always say the giving part for the end. Because I hate doing it at the beginning. I rather, if you feel led to give, you're actually more inclined to listen to the Spirit who's moving in you. Directing you. If He wants you to give, you give. If you don't, you don't. Who cares? We don't care. If you give enough. Dad takes care of us. And all of it. And if you want to know what your giving does, it does all of this and beyond. It helps people out there and brings to help them with our giveaways and what we do. I mean, gosh, we buy people dinners and help people and give unpronounced what, or even help somebody who's in need here. All right? Amen? But I like to say this before you know, because I think the most powerful thing is to know that you already filled. And I keep always going back to this. It's John 13, it says that Jesus, knowing fully aware that the Father had put everything into His hands, that He had come from God and was now returning to God. God from supper until it was done, He served. How did He serve? He served out of the wholeness that He had in the Father. He knew that He had everything, that He was from Him and was going back to Him, that He was whole. So I say to you, church, you are the body of Christ. You're His body. You're the sons and daughters of the Most High God, our Father, our Abba, our Heavenly Abba, right? You have everything. Because the Dad has given you it. Freely. You are from Him, and guess what? You're going to return to Him, aren't you? Isn't that going to be a glorious day, church? So what does that mean for your life? That the person, your neighbor who needs a hug, you can give a hug because you fully have a hug. Your neighbor needs an ear, right? They need somebody to listen to him. You can fully give him one of your ears to listen to them because you always have an ear with your dad, right? Does that mean your neighbor needs some groceries? Guess what? You can help because your dad always has groceries for you. And I can testify to that one even more. My life, even more now today than I ever had before. You can also give somebody money too and help them with their needs because your needs are already kept and maintained by your dad. So if you give today, give the fact that he's leading you for one, and know from the fact that he has you. That you're never giving out yourself, you're giving out him. And let him be your wholeness. Let him be your everything. So that we can be the body that the world needs. That we, as your cup demonstration says, we're always overflowing. We're never dispensing from ourselves, but we're dispensing from him. Let that be in all your life and everything. Mr. Javen, I can't do this part without you, buddy. I can't do this without you. Just click it right there.
Church, have a great week.
Thank you.
Oh boy, back. Love it. Y'all have a, I'm gonna pronounce a blessing to y'all because I think y'all are gonna be blessed this week. No matter what the situation has, Dad loves you. He's gonna take care of you. No matter what the situation has, and whole. And I want us to all get together and keep in contact with one another because we might need that what's it called, that encouragement,
Yes.
and pointing back to him and knowing how much he loves us throughout our week. Okay, no matter what. You may think I might think it's insignificant, but if it's significant to you, it's significant to him, and so then it's significant to me to help you encourage you back to him. Right, church? So have an amazing week. I love you all. And everything. In 10 yes, you.